The Duke of Sussex has refused to renounce his title, despite trashing the royal family in his memoir, Spare, and in his Netflix documentary series. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will not give up their titles because their brand is tied to them being royal rebels, a marketing expert has claimed. Harry, 38, ruled out renouncing his and Meghan's titles when asked this week if he would do so. He asked Anderson Cooper in his appearance on 60 Minutes what difference it would make if he did, while at the same time stepping accusations he is cashing in on his and Meghan's titles. Pauline McLaren, professor of marketing and consumer research at the School of Business and Management at Royal Holloway, University of London, told Express.co.uk. Harry and Meghan's brand is tied to their status as rebels. She noted while Harry criticizes the monarchy in relation to race and decolonization, he still appears to support it as an institution. Professor McLaren said, "It's interesting how Harry comes out with critiques, but still supports the monarchy. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex cling to their titles, but he seems to be learning another way." Hess learnt about many things through his relationship with Meghan, including about unconscious bias and upper-class ways of doing things. But what he doesn't seem to interrogate is the class system behind the royal family that they are emblematic of. Hess more on the race and decolonization side. He doesn't question the class position. He doesn't actually question his right to be a prince or what that does. Harry and Meghan use their titles, they're quite happy with that. But they would seem more authentic to people if they said, "We won't use our titles." But of course they can't do that. They've tied themselves to being these rebellious royals. Ultimately, it gets them nowhere if they can't play a role in the royal family. There's a limit to just critiquing the royal family. That is where they are running out of steam. Professor McLaren added that while the Sussexes set up their Archewell Foundation, the public no longer hears about its work. She continued, "They may change. At the moment, they seem to be firmly sticking to their titles." Harry said he supported the idea of monarchy. The Sussexes poke fun at it, but there is no indication of them critiquing the whole institution of monarchy. One such instance of the Sussexes poking fun at the royal family features in their Netflix documentary, where Meghan jokes about not knowing how to curtsy when she first met Queen Elizabeth II. Not long afterwards, footage resurfaced showing the former actress performing a perfect curtsy in an episode of the U.S. drama series Suits. Author Kehinde Andrews, who features in the Sussexes Netflix series, this week praised Harry and Meghan for bringing to light issues about racism and colonialism around the royal family. But he blasted recent revelations which he said were proof the monarchy as an institution should be scrapped. Tory MP Bob Seeley revealed last month that he was planning to table legislation which would strip the Duke and Duchess of their royal titles. If it were passed, the bill would have granted the Privy Council the power to downgrade the couple's status as royals. Mr. Seeley told The Guardian, "There is a political issue. As well as trashing his family and monetizing his misery for public consumption, he is also attacking some important institutions in this country." York MP Rachel Maskell introduced a bill in Parliament which would give the monarch powers to remove titles or for a parliamentary committee to decide if the person should be stripped of a title. It followed calls for Prince Andrew to be stripped of his Duke of York title in the wake of Virginia Gifford's civil court case in the U.S. Ms. Maskell told Express.co.uk, "It is clear that there are serious questions that need to be asked over standards in public life, and this cannot just apply to those in elected office. Recent events must question why privilege and power is afforded with no accountability or recourse, and even when found wanting, there is no route to remove such privilege." Under the terms of the so-called Megxit deal struck ahead of their stepping back from royal duties, Harry and Meghan were stripped of their HRH status. But even if Harry were to lose his Duke of Sussex title, he would still retain the right to call himself a prince. However, while the monarch does not have the power to strip Harry and Meghan of their Sussex titles, he may prevent the couple's children, Archie and Lilibet, from becoming a prince and princess. Professor McLaren said, "Questions have already been raised about whether King Charles might do that anyway in an attempt to streamline the monarchy." Buckingham Palace has remained silent in the wake of Harry's claims and revelations in his memoir, which is the fastest-selling non-fiction book. The English-language edition of the Duke of Sussex controversial memoir sold more than 1.4 million copies on its first day of publication. Professor McLaren said if the palace were to retaliate, it could incite a media war with Harry and Meghan doing something else to rock the royal family. She added, "It would prolong the agony. I imagine the royal family hope things will die down. They've weathered many other scandals." She added, "I would imagine Charles is quite grief-stricken at Harry's rejection of him in a way. But who knows, a couple of years down the line, things may be different."